What's up, guys? Just taking a quick little video of some of the guns that I use. They're all gas blowback rifles that I have here. I don't know, I figured I'd just put a video up just so some people can see, and maybe if they have any questions, maybe I might be able to answer them. So the guns that I have here, this one is a CGS gas system by SEMA. It has the T8 system in it there, and this one does as well. At the top, the Mark 18. This one down here, this is the Noveski Ghetto Blaster, and it's by Double Eagle. I always wanted to say it's Golden Eagle, but no, it's Double Eagle. And in here, it uses the basically it's Tokyo Marui. That's pretty much what it is resembled by. I mean, they say the CGSs are supposed to be like Tokyo Marui as well, like compatible, but they're really not. Like the hop up unit and the hop up like adjuster part in the CGSs are completely different. Yeah, and like the arm itself is like angled differently. So like I've tried to put Tokyo Marui hop up stuff in the CGSs before, and it won't work just because of the angle in the actual gun itself. It doesn't allow it. So that's a little bit about that. So I probably had these guns in total. Well, so the Mark 18 at the top, and that is the CGS system. I've had that one for about a year now, maybe a little bit longer. Really no issues with it. I mean, just out of the normal stuff like a nozzle breaking here and there, or it gets bent. But that's just kind of like normal stuff for gas blowback rifles when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, really no issues. Trying to think if I've had any really major problems with the CGSs that I can just kind of let you guys know right off the bat. Other than just the nozzle, but again, like I said, that's just kind of normal when it comes to gas blowback stuff. Having jams here and there and stuff like that. But no, nothing catastrophic. I mean, the gun runs pretty smooth. I live in Florida, so the weather here is pretty good. So like I really don't have to worry about too much of like the cooldown effect. I mean, as far as the magazines go for these guns, I think they work and run pretty good. And again, like I said, I've had these magazines for about a year. I mean, you can kind of see there's a little bit of wear and tear here and there on the magazines. If you can see, there's a crack there, probably from a BB hitting it or something like that. But I don't know. I've heard some people like them, some people don't. On a full fill, I can get easily 2 magazines, worth of shots. So about like 60 to 70 shots, because I think they hold 35 rounds in a magazine. Yeah, I think it's 35, so you get an extra 5 shots. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, some people like them, some people don't. At least from the experience that I've had with them so far, and I have 8 of these magazines, and so far all of them have not had any issues whatsoever, and they all run great. So I like them. I think they run good. One thing I will say about the magazines is, like for the Ghetto Blaster, because it is not the CGS system, the nozzle in there, it is actually like a Tokyo Marui spec nozzle. So it doesn't, I guess, like engage quite the same. Like if you can see, I had to shim quite a bit. I don't know, I think on here I have like 6 layers of like electrical tape on the front, and like 1 on here, and then again on the other side there. It's hard to see, but it's there. Just to kind of like help shim it a little bit so it would sit flush with the nozzle inside. Because before that, I was trying to use these magazines in the Ghetto Blaster, and just with no tape and putting it in there, it was sitting in there fine. It was a little loose, it had some wobble. Some guns are like that. That's really not the problem. But when I was trying to shoot, it was like, it was really struggling. It was kind of like chugging. And even when I had just fully filled it, so like that just kind of told me that it wasn't fully properly, seating right against the nozzle. and it wasn't, I guess, like getting a good hammer strike on like this back part here, like the little valve release knocker. So I just tried a couple things, and sure enough, just putting some of the tapes as like shimmings, essentially, it just kind of pushed the magazine kind of, I guess, back or forward enough just to make it seat perfect in there, and it shoots just fine. I was initially going to try to get the double eagle magazines for this, like the one it came with, because it shoots great, obviously. It works fine. It's made for the gun. But at the time, they were sold out, and they've actually still been sold out. So I really cannot find those magazines anywhere, except for maybe like overseas stuff and things like that. But again, like I'm in Florida, so I ain't trying to mess with all that. I'm just trying to keep the magazines and use the magazines I already have, and this was the easiest solution. I'd rather just put some electrical tape on there and it shoot just fine. Now, being that sometimes, like some of the magazines, like they kind of stick in there because they're kind of shimmed in there, pretty snugly. It's not really a big deal for me. For some people, that might be a big deal, but for me personally, I don't think it's really a big issue. I'm not dropping these mags anyway when I'm playing. I'm not doing like quick mag changes like that, so I'm always indexing the mags. So for me, it's not a big deal. But to some people that might. So that's just maybe like a little pointer, I guess, or a tip to note if that's something that bothers you or something like that. Let's see. So, I said, so I've had this gun for about a year. This gun down here, this is CGS. I've had this one maybe only a couple months, so I actually never even fielded this gun yet. The Ghetto Blaster I've had for probably maybe like, I want to say like 6-7 months now. I've played a couple games with it, and it's worked great. Like I said, ever since I shimmed it with the electrical tape to get that magazine to really sit in there, the way it needs to be against the nozzle in there to fire correctly. It works fine, and it's been working great. I've had no issues with it. Yeah, so everything's been working good here. I guess I could talk a little bit about accessories just to note. I mean, let's see here, the flashlight, it's whatever that brand is. I don't know. I just got, most of this stuff is like Amazon stuff. When it comes to like flashlights and optics and things, it's just the cheapy stuff. It works, slings, I run Magpul. That's just what I like. They're solid. Tracer units, pretty much all the tracer units I use are Ace Tech. That one, it's kind of down in there. I'm not gonna take it out, but it's an Ace Tech. In here again, there's an Ace Tech in that one as well. And this tracer unit is, I don't know if it really says it on here. I forget what it's called. Oh, it's the Lunar. Yeah, that's what it was. It's like a Lunar tracer unit, but it comes as a casing. It's empty, so you have to buy a separate tracer unit to put inside it. But again, the tracer unit I use in there is a Ace Tech as well. It's not trying to remember what one here. Let me put this down here and I'll open it up and show you guys exactly what one it is, because it's not like the normal Ace Tech ones where you can screw on to like the pistols. It's not like the small ones that you fit inside of guns normally. It is the slightly bigger one. I forget what it's called. Take it out so I can show you guys. So in case if you're curious about this specific, oh, there we go, tracer unit, you can get it. And it also comes with a extender piece. Oh, as that spring goes flying, it comes with an extender piece. So if you want to have like a longer tracer unit, you can, like if you want that look. And this is the tracer unit. If you can see it, this is the one that I use. It's not going to focus. It's kind of focusing, but it's the Ace Tech Blaster C. And this one has threads on it, so like you can screw this right onto a gun just as is. But I use this inside of this tracer, mock tracer unit, it's just empty and it's just a shell. So that basically will just drop right down in there, and that's what I use for this, because the diameter of this is too big for the really small, like the smaller Ace Tech tracer units, so you need to get that one for it to work. Otherwise it'll just be kind of rattling around in there, and you won't be able to really shoot your gun because your BBs will be hitting you know, the tracer unit inside. So screw that back on. And it's really light. That's one of the reasons why I like this tracer unit in particular a lot. It's really light. I have another tracer unit, the Sandman one, and I like it. Like, I like the way it looks. It's a little bit long, I think, but it looks great. But it's it's pretty heavy. And I mean, if you're playing, if you're playing games, if you're there for a long time, holding up a gun for a while, it makes the gun really front heavy. And so, yeah, I still have it. I have it on my MP7. It's lighter, but hang on one second. It's a lot lighter of a gun, so it's not as big of a problem. But like for the rifles, if you're playing for a long time, having that extra weight at the end of the rifle you start to feel it after a while. Let's see, what else about the guns?